Father, into your hands I commend my spirit. Now, why did he use that phrase? Why was that phrase so incredibly essential to the identity of Jesus? Every good Jewish mother at some point in her young children's life would let them know about a particular stream of words taken from Psalm 31. Remember, Psalms are all lyrics to the music that would be used in the temple or any other place that there would be Jewish gathering and worship. As a part of Psalm 31, there is a phrase in there which says, into your hands I commend, I give, I trust, I donate, I fully commit my spirit, my life, the whole of my being. I want you to think in terms of not that long ago, most mothers, regardless of culture, but in the United States, they would teach their small children a nighttime prayer. Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. There was a sense of not only responsibility by the parents to their small children to give them a connection that they could hold on to what they believe was the reality of God Almighty. They taught their children to trust with ultimate confidence that God is, God can, God does. That God is faithful, God is loving, God is the essence of security. And to commend, to give, to turn over your life to that God is not exceptional, it should be typical. And I want you to think that even in his last breath, his mind and his heart, his very being were thrown backwards to the time of his mother's teaching. That son Jesus, there's very few things more important than I could ever teach you. That your life needs to be commended, given freely to the knowledge that God is completely trustworthy, and you can be confident in who and what he is and what he will do. Nothing was more important to Jesus at that moment than affirming with his last breath, Father, into your hands I commend my spirit. The very first part of his life, the very last part of his death, was focused on the center idea that nothing was more important than giving your life to God Almighty. And he remembered those lyrics from Psalm 31, and that he thought of no better way to demonstrate that he lived and breathed the image of God was to proclaim that image of God in his profound trust by saying, into your hands, Father, I remember, and my entire life has been dedicated to living and breathing the knowledge that I trust in you, that I am confident in you, and there is nothing that will separate me and that commitment of my life to who I understand you as being. There is plenty of evidence that many of us have no idea, not even the smallest concept of the agony, the sacrifice, and whatever bad, horrible things that Christ was demonstrating he was going through. He never, ever, ever let go of the idea that nothing was more essential to his life than a life that was committed, not just dedicated, but given over to, commended into the hands of God. The complete trust and confidence in the God that he knew, the God that he experienced, the God that he had shared, was worthy of his last breath of earthly life. How many of us truly understand that we need to communicate to God and others? Our life does not belong to ourselves. When things are going at their worst, we should comment openly, publicly, shout with the loudness of our souls, Father, I commend my spirit into your hands. All that I am was yours at the beginning. All that I am was yours in the middle. And all that I am is yours at the end. Why? Because all of my life belongs to you. All of my life is dedicated to you. And there is nothing more important or essential that I can do in my life than say, Father, into your hands I commend my spirit. I hope and I pray that as we remember this image of God, this image of Christ, that we are called to reflect, that we do so with a renewed spirit that is committed to living a life that proclaims that your life belongs to God. I pray you remember this as Easter morning comes to call.